The way you were talking about the father, how kind of fearful and angry he is. I mean, it's the story goes to say, when the genie, well, I'm calling it the genie, when Mercurius comes out of the bottle, uh, the scholar or the student addresses it fearlessly. And what did you think about how because I called it a negotiation because that's how I kind of felt like, and it's interesting that Mercurius frames this as like legalistic terms. Do you think I was just put in here, I was put in here as punishment. I'm a bad MF, like, and now I'm coming out and I'm gonna kill you, you know?
Mm,
That's
hmm.
how this is gonna go down. And the boy doesn't like, you know, accept that. He sees this as a negotiation and like, well, wait a second, and then, but yeah, how did you see that interaction? I was really struck by that.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. There's one of the lines that sort of landed funny for me and that like made me curious about it was trying to find it so I can quote it specifically. Yeah, yeah, where the son says, "However, my head is going to stay where it is until more people have been consulted." And the spirit says, "More people here, more people there.
Yeah.
You shall have the reward you've earned." And
Yeah.
I that had confused me because it's sort of like why are they bringing in more, like where does that come from? But with the perspective that you're offering of it as a negotiation or a
Yeah.
legal thing or uh, almost a politics in the sense of like we're trying to find something here,
Yeah.
which is how you want to negotiate with these parts of ourselves that are problematic. Is like, okay, well, you have a need, but you're not in charge and I'm not letting you tell me what to do, and we're going to get more parts of ourself involved and we're going to like
Mm.
find some kind of internal equilibrium,
Mm.
and the bringing in of more people is like a way of pointing to that negotiation, that business, that like business
Mm.
thing that you're talking about is like, well, we need some observers, we need somebody to come and like, figure all this out. And it turns out the son does not need
Mm.
somebody, but it's enough of a stalling tactic, and it sort of puts the spirit, because the spirit up until that point, I think the spirit is like, here's how it's going to be, kid. I'm going to kill you and you're going to have to deal with that. And then he says, no, we're going to bring in more people. And the spirit, like, more people here, more people there. Like, there's, it's suddenly defensive. The spirit's having
Yeah,
to
that's
defend
right.
itself.
Yeah.
And the power dynamic in the conversation has shifted.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at this as like fighting words before a fight, and some people can take it as like, okay, it's going to happen. He doesn't take it that way, the son. Like he
Hmm.
takes it as like, okay, you've done an opening. Now I'm going to do something else. And then yeah, it shows the skill of the son, which, we can take to be he learned it in so-called school. Like we think of that as education, true education, uh, but true training, which he hasn't finished yet, but which he's finishing now in like some other type of environment, the another type of high school, a higher type of school, which he has to do by going lower. Uh,
Nice,
uh,
nice.
but yeah, and then yes, exactly. He reframes it. Even before that, he starts framing things. It's almost funny because